Welcome to the Yoga Studies Institute. My name is Christina, and I'm looking forward to leading you through a 60-minute Vinyasa yoga practice to build heat from within, to shift prana in our body, and ultimately transform our state of mind. We will focus on heart-opening postures to unravel the knots of the Anahata heart chakra, which can help us to develop more love towards ourselves and loving kindness towards others. In today's class, we will be focusing on an important freedom achieved by yogis, freedom from loneliness and harmful relationships. To achieve freedom from loneliness and harmful relationships, we need first to free ourselves from thinking we can take without giving. A yogi who wants intimacy, sensuality, beauty, and friendship in their relationships understands that these are qualities they must first give to others. Love never comes on demand, but it does come when our seeds call it up. Our courtship with seeds is most magical within the exquisite dance of our relationships. A yogi gains freedom from loneliness and bad relationships when they create the ones they love with seeds of love. When we learn to love the most unlovable, then we are never without fellowship. A yogi loads their relationship seeds by befriending the lonely people around them. They learn to love deeply in each and every moment. They give of themselves fully. Even throughout seeming hardship, a yogi will take care of their sick pet or grandparent with ultimate loving wisdom. To avoid toxic relationships, they are guided by ethical wisdom, never knowingly tempting someone in an already committed relationship. So in our practice today, let's be mindful to saturate each and every moment with loving wisdom, tending to the garden of our minds and planting the seeds for wholesome and meaningful relationships by observing actions through body, speech, and mind. Please find a comfortable, easy, cross-legged seated position on your mat. Maybe bringing one ankle in front of the other, or if you have a half lotus in your practice, you can find that as well. Rooting through your sit bones, reaching the crown of your head up toward the sky, maybe lightly lifting the base of the skull to elongate the neck, tucking the chin in slightly. Let the eyelids flutter closed, leaving a tiny sliver of light to seep in. And allow your hands to rest in your lap, facing down for more of a sense of grounding, or have the palms face up in this receptive gesture, infusing more vitality and energy into your practice today. Gently squeeze the shoulder blades together to melt open the heart center, bringing the elbows a little bit closer toward the ribs. And then hug the ribs in toward the spine. Belly button slightly in toward the spine, protecting your lower back, creating a sense of dignity in your posture as we use this practice to offer up our breath and intentions. See if you can soften the creases of the forehead, especially in between the eyebrows. A nice way to do this is to lift the slight corners of the lips into a soft, inner knowing smile. See how this creates a sweet disposition. And now begin to connect with your breathing. Just observing the natural rhythm and cadence of your breath. Concentrating on the air flowing in through the nostrils. And exhale out through the nostrils or through the mouth. Giving ourselves time to drop into practice and fully arrive here together. As we drift from the outer senses and begin to embark on this journey to our internal world. If the breath feels shallow, can you deepen it by sending your inhales deep into your belly, filling up the belly, ribs, and chest. Exhale, decompress, allowing yourself to anchor into this present moment here on your mat. Once you find you feel settled in this posture and in rhythm with your breath, connect with your intentions for this practice. Perhaps recently you felt the pangs of loneliness. Sometimes even when we're surrounded by groups of people, we can have a sense of loneliness. Or maybe you're dealing with a particular toxic relationship. Could be with a family member or a partner, someone you work with. And see if we can invite in a sense of compassion. I know it may seem challenging at first, but open your heart's capacity for loving kindness today. Show yourself some compassion as well, as we work to plant the seeds to eliminate any feelings of loneliness or any harmful triggers in our relationships, moving forward with loving wisdom. Bring your awareness to the heart center, the seat of the soul, the Anahata heart chakra. In yoga, this chakra has 3 times as many knots as the other one. So we really are going to place our focus using our asana practice to unravel these shackles that block us from feeling ultimate love and wisdom. Envision this flicker of brightness begin to ignite in your heart. Starting this inner fire and letting your intentions fuel your practice as we start to deepen the breath. Wiggle your fingers. Swallow and notice the sensation of moisture in your mouth coming back into this physical body. Inhale, sweep the arms long overhead. Press your palms together. Exhale, bring hands through heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum. Let your chin fall into Anjali Mudra, bowing into yourself. Lightly place the palms down in your lap. Lift the chin parallel to the earth and softly flutter the eyes open. Let's get started. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Press the palms together overhead. Look up. Exhale, reach your arms out to the side, flexing both palms. Imagine like you're pressing away both sides of the room and your arms are like an extension of your heart. So we're reaching through the heels of the palms and relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe close the eyes here. Feeling the strength of your arms. One more deep breath in. Beautiful. And now relax the palms. Open up your chest, arching the back slightly. Imagine like you're running to give somebody this big hug. Exhale, bring left arm underneath the right. Give yourself a big hug. Pressing the palms on top of the shoulders to drop the elbows down into your chest and letting your chin fall. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper here, find an eagle wrap with the arms, pressing the palms together or the tops of the hands and really squeeze the arms together so we breathe into the back of the heart space. This is a nice way to prepare us for the back bends. We have to open up from the back body as well. Inhale, unravel your wings out to the side. Open up your chest, feeling your heart expand. Exhale, bringing right arm underneath the left. Big hug, or finding eagle wrap with the arms. Opposite side. We'll take 3 long, deep breaths here. See if you can close the eyes. And feel the back of the heart space subtly opening as the shoulders relax. Beautiful. Inhale, roll yourself up to seated. Release the arms by your side. Good. Let's come into child's pose, Balasana. Bringing your big toes together to touch. Separating the knees about as wide as the mat. Sit your hips toward your heels and reach the fingertips forward, finding this energy through your fingertips. So actively reaching toward the top of the mat as you press your sit bones back in space. Let your forehead touch the earth. Maybe rub the third eye side to side. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh out of the mouth. Soften and surrender into this posture. Breathe in. Exhale, let go of any distractions, any lingering toxicity. Maybe you've recently gotten into an argument with a loved one. Let that go and create the necessary spaciousness in the body and mind today to imprint it with what we want to see blossom in our world. Positive relationships and more loving kindness. Look forward. 10th of fingertips, lifting your elbows off the mat. So you should feel a stretch underneath the arms. Take a big breath in. Exhale, crawl the fingertips over to the right side, placing the right hand flat down, left hand on top. Big breath into the left rib cage. Exhale, sink the left hip down and back as you reach the fingertips over to the right side. We're going to take 3 breaths here, finding that expansion on the side body as you inhale. Exhale, see if you can relax your forehead down as we open up left side channel. Good. Inhale, come back through center, tenting the fingertips. Keep your heart low toward the earth as we walk the fingertips all the way over to the left. Right hand on top. Take a big breath into the right flank area. Exhale, soften and release down, maybe letting the forehead rest. Actively reach your fingertips over to the left side as you press your right sit bone down and back. Inhale, exhale, release. Letting go of what no longer serves you, whatever's standing in the way of finding those beautiful relationships that you wish to have in your life. Finding this mental clarity as we begin to link breath with movement. Inhale, come back to center. Walk the palms underneath the shoulders, coming into the hands and knees, knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. Press the mat away. So really dig the knuckles, everything into the earth so you find space behind the shoulder blades. Inhale, tuck the toes, drop your belly, lift your hips, lift your heart. Exhale, tops of the feet come down, round your back like a cat. Maybe activate Ujjayi breath. In through the nose, undulate the spine. Exhale, rounding the back. And now I would like if you infuse a sense of creativity and playful curiosity into your practice. We're going to do freestyle for the next 5 rounds of breath as we move through cat-cow. I invite you to close down the eyes and incorporate any intuitive movements that feel good here. Maybe swaying side to side. As long as you're initiating all of the movement with your breathing, doing whatever feels good. This is your chance to link with your intuitive movement, maybe flipping the palms, opening up the wrists. Making more of this serpentine figure 8 type movement as you go through cat-cow. One more round of breath. Awesome. Next inhale, come back to neutral spine, tabletop position. Ground through the right hand. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. Lift your chest, even leaning the left shoulder back in space. Exhale, left arm goes through the right, threading the needle. Good. Left side of the head gently rests on the mat as you press the right palm into the earth. You can stay here or reach the right fingertips forward. Maybe reaching right arm up, internally rotate it. So anytime you're going to come into a bind, draw the right thumb in, wrapping it behind the back or even for the left hip crease. Take 2 breaths here. If you're in the bind, slowly unravel, bringing the right palm beside the face. Lift the left arm up. Exhale, left palm comes down. Let's do the other side. Grounding through all 4 corners of the left palm. Sweep the right arm up. Look up at your right thumbnail. Exhale, threading the right arm through the left. Gently bringing the right side of the head down. Pressing firmly into your left palm so the left elbow is pointing straight up. Staying here, if you did so on the other side, you can reach left fingertips forward and press into the hand. Reach the left arm up, internally rotate it. Find that half bind as we take 2 more breaths here. Eyes can be open or closed. Keep that sweet disposition with the face, soft smile, rejoicing in your efforts and for the fact, you can appreciate the fact that you've already made it to the mat. Sometimes that's the most challenging part. Press into your left palm, sweep the right arm back up. Exhale, right palm comes down. Beautiful. So from here, we're gonna keep our hips stacked over knees. We're gonna move into a puppy pose. Walk your palms forward or slide them forward, bringing your heart down toward the earth. It may not touch all the way, and that's okay. Try and bring your chin down just for 3 breaths. Look forward. Awesome. Slide onto the front of the body, maybe sliding back on your mat if you're a little too far forward, coming to Sphinx pose. So in Sphinx pose, we have elbows directly underneath the shoulders. But instead of just relaxing the belly here, this is a comfortable place to be as well, but see if you can activate your belly button toward your spine. And then energetically draw your elbows in toward your chest. So it's almost like we're trying to press the heart through the arms. Keep the neck relaxed. Keep your gaze soft, and remember your intentions of practice today, feeling your heart expand, even envisioning this brightness reaching out from your heart. Maybe there's someone you want to dedicate this practice to, sharing your efforts. Is there someone else that you know who's experiencing loneliness? Send them this loving kindness. All right, from here, keep that activation of the core, belly button towards spine, tuck your toes, lift the kneecaps, inhale, come into a forearm plank. Press into your right palm, press into the left palm, find a high plank, squeeze your belly tight. Beautiful, bend the knees slightly, lift your hips into the sky. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. This might be your first downward facing dog of the day. So go ahead and keep a soft bend in your knees. Shake the head, yes and no. Good, let's stretch out the feet. Imagine like you're wearing these high-heeled shoes. So really getting the arches stretching, stretch your toes, giving your feet some love, and then pedal out the feet. Drop one heel down at a time, bending the opposite knee. Pause for a moment, then do the other side. Good. If you want to add a little bit of a sway of the hips here, you can. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh out of the mouth. Breathe in through the nostrils. Exhale, flutter the lips. Good. A reminder not to take anything too seriously. See how that relaxed your expression as you drop the heels toward the earth. Don't worry if they're not fully touching yet. Feel your sit bones widen. Ground through your left palm, and with your right hand, grab your right shin. Turn over to look underneath the left arm and stay for 2 breaths. Come back to downward facing dog, grounding through the right hand now. Left hand grabs right shin, look underneath the right arm. So you should feel this in the mid-back area. We're opening up all around front of the heart, back of the heart, before we get into those deep back bends. For our heart opening postures, look forward in your downward facing dog, bend the knees, tiptoe your way toward the top of the mat, nice and slowly. Finding Uttanasana, forward fold. Measure hip width distance in between your feet with 2 fists, and then just drape yourself over your thighs, sway from side to side. Maybe you grab opposite elbows, shake the head one last time. Let go of the arms, let them be loose in their sockets as you slowly, intentionally roll yourself up to standing, rooting yourself into the earth through all 4 corners of the feet. Lifting the head up last. Shrug the shoulders up toward the ears and draw them away from the earlobes. Palms face forward. Everything from your belly button down, heavy, reaching toward the earth. So find this electricity through your fingertips as everything above the belly button reaches up. So we're finding this length. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the arms up. You can clasp the fingers leaving the index finger, so finding Kali Mudra. And then bring your big toes together to touch, heels slightly apart. Breathe in, exhale, lean over toward the right, press your hips to the left. So you're really grounding through the blade edge side of the left foot. Inhale, exhale, hips bumping to the left, fingertips reaching over to the right, keeping your arms hugged in by your ears with the shoulders relaxed. Come back to center, look up, inhale, exhale, reach the fingertips over to the left, press the hips over to the right, doing the other side. Each inhale finding length, exhale, opening up right side channel, grounding through the pinky edge side of the right foot. One more breath. Good, come back to center. Inhale, look up, maybe lean your chest back, just a baby back bend. Exhale, swan dive over the legs, clasp the hands behind your back for this Uttanasana variation. Clasping the hands, press the palms toward one another. So it's kind of like you're giving somebody a handshake, but you're not super squeezing their hand. And then squeeze the backs of the shoulder blades together as you let the fists go overhead. Let the head hang heavy. Inhale, lift up halfway, press your fists toward the back of the room. Exhale, bring the fingertips down toward the earth. Step the right foot back into a low lunge position. Beautiful. Gently drop the right knee down, point the right toes. Inhale, sweep the arms alongside the ears, Anjaneyasana. Options here, you can keep cactus arms as a way to keep the heart center open. Remember, we're keeping this space open so we can develop more of this loving kindness toward ourselves, toward others, planting these seeds of the types of relationships we want to see blossom in our world. You can find Kali Mudra or have the palms facing toward one another. Each inhale, press into the left big toe and the top right foot. Exhale, maybe lean your chest back. Using this breath intentionally. One more breath in. Exhale, frame your front foot with both hands. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, sweep the left arm up. See if you can lean the left arm back. So we're finding that we're shining the heart open toward the sky. Bring the left palm down, step your left foot back, finding high plank. You can come down knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, slide the heart up into cobra, keeping the elbows in close. And then remember, pressing the heart forward. Come through hands and knees, tuck the toes, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Let's take 3 collective breaths here together. Keeping that focus on your heart space. Really painting this picture of the beautiful relationships that you want to see manifest in your life. Or maybe you can bring to mind a moment where you felt unconditional love. Witness this happening. It could be with a pet, could be with a romantic relationship. Inhale, look forward. Step the right foot in between the hands. Find a low lunge. Gently bring the left knee down, point the left toes. Sweep the arms alongside the ears. Spending our 5 breaths here in Anjaneyasana. Always working from the foundation up. So whatever's on the ground, we have the right foot on the ground, press it away. The top of the left foot in the shin. Inhale, we lengthen the spine. Exhale, lean your chest back, open your heart. Maybe slightly squeezing the left glute in. Keeping the gaze soft. Opening up your heart's capacity for this loving wisdom. Good. Now you can frame the front foot with both hands. Grounding through the left hand, tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, sweep the right arm up, lean your chest back in this low lunge twist. Exhale, bring right palm down, look forward, step the left foot to the top of the mat, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise and shine up, Utthita Sthasana, lean your chest back. Exhale, swan dive over the legs, forward fold, clasp the hands behind your back. Inhale, lift up halfway, pressing the fist toward the back of the room. Exhale, bringing the palms down, stepping the right foot back, doing something a little bit differently this time. Good. From here, bring a soft bend into your right knee. Get light on your fingertips as you rise up to a high crescent lunge. Settling here, maybe flex right heel back so you straighten the right leg and keep this left knee over the left ankle. Good. Softly gaze in front of you. You've got this. I know these are challenging postures, but feel like you have the heart of this warrior saint. Think of the people that you can help that are feeling lonely or that are experiencing harmful relationships themselves. It's not always about our experiences. It's about the experiences that we see around us as well. Drop your right heel down, sweep the right arm back, left arm forward, finding Virabhadrasana 2. Get nice and low. You might wish to walk your right foot back a bit. This way we can almost make the front thigh parallel to the mat. And then reaching through the fingertips, maybe flexing the palms like we did in the beginning of practice. Seeing this as your armor, protecting yourself from any of the harmful seeds that might be ripening, using our practice to purify any of these past deeds that no longer serve us. Flip your front palm, tilt up and back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, straighten the left leg, heel toe your right foot in a little, keeping the right toes at a 45-degree angle, and then tee out the arms, setting up for Trikonasana. Bumping the right hip back, reach forward with the fingertips, reach, before bringing left palm down to the left shin, reach the right arm up. If you're using blocks at home, a nice place to put block on the highest setting would be on the inside of the left foot, bringing the earth closer to you for a bit more of support. Maybe you can even bring the fingertips down, just making sure you keep space underneath the left rib cage. So imagine like you're trying to touch something on the ceiling with the right fingertips. Pressing the hip bones together. And then reach right arm over the air, Utthita Trikonasana, really opening up the chest here. Staying with me for 2 more breaths. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Awesome. Reach the right arm back up. Internally rotate it, maybe finding a half bind. Bend your front knee, look down at your left big toe. We're gonna come into Ardha Chandrasana. Bring your fingertips to the earth, top left-hand corner, so likely off the mat. You can move a little bit. Start to draw the weight over the left ankle as you kick the right heel up. Good. Flexing the right heel strongly. And then maybe opening up the hip to the right side and release the right arm into the sky. You can stay here, keeping the right leg in line with the hip, or if you want to open up the front of the shoulder, front of the heart space, bend the right knee, grabbing the outside of the right foot for Chapasana, and then kick into your right hand. Staying for 3, 2, 1. Awesome. As gracefully as you can, take a big step back with the right foot, warrior 2. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down, lift the right heel, step back to plank, and move through your vinyasa, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, maybe finding upward facing dog. If you're an upward dog, knees off the mat, finding activity through the legs. Exhale, squeeze belly button toward the spine into downward facing dog. Building the heat, let's take a big breath in. Exhale, sigh out of the mouth. Breathing in. Exhale, shake the head. Doesn't have to be super static in your downward facing dog. And just know that the vinyasas are always optional. So if it starts to feel like it's too much, no worries, skip it. Go straight to down dog or rest in a pose that feels most supportive for you. Let's do that all on the other side. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, step your right foot in between the hands. Find your low lunge, tenting the fingertips maybe, or using your blocks. Bring a soft bend into the left knee. Begin to get light on your fingertips as you slowly rise up to stand. See if you can get the legs in alignment first before reaching the arms alongside the ears and dropping them away from the earlobes. Flexing the left heel back. Hips are like headlights facing forward. Gaze is sweet and soft. Lifting the corners of the lips. Feeling the heart open, receptive. One more breath here. Drop the left heel down, sweep the left arm back, right fingertips forward. Setting up for warrior two, other side. Your hips are open toward the left, heart is open. The right heel's in line with the left arch of the foot. Reaching fingertips to the side, maybe flexing the palms again, really cracking open this heart space. Untying those knots around the heart that no longer serve you. Creating the space in this energy point of the body to invite in the relationships we want to see. One more breath here. Inhale, flip the front palm, tilt up and back, peaceful warrior. Nice. Exhale, straighten the right leg, heel toe the left foot in a little. So we're shortening the stance. Reach the arms out to the side. Inhale, reach forward, reach as much as you can, finding space underneath the right rib cage before bringing right fingertips down toward your block, your shin, or the earth. Really find length, reaching left fingertips up. If it's okay for your neck, look up at your fingertips. Otherwise, look down at your right big toe. We're gonna stay here for 5 breaths. You should feel the left shoulder stacked over the right, the hip bones pressing together, and imagine like you're being pressed in between 2 panes of glass. When we get the alignment steady here, it feels like this sense of weightlessness, letting our skeleton hold us up rather than the muscles, so finding ease with our efforts. Sweep the left arm over the ear, shining the heart open, Utthita Trikonasana. Amazing, just one more breath. Reach the left fingertips back up. You can either bring left hand on toward your hip or come into that half bind if you did so on the other side. Good. Bend your front knee, look at your right big toes, and then bring the fingertips down to a block or toward the earth, a little bit over toward the top right corner and beyond the mat as you start to draw the weight over the right ankle, flexing the left foot strongly, and stay here for a breath. So not using momentum here, we're using all of this focus and intention as you start to open the hip to the left side, then maybe reach the left arm up for Ardha Uttanasana, kicking through the left heel. I like to imagine like there's something behind me, a wall that you're kicking through. And if you did so on the other side, bend left knee, reach for the outside of the left foot, and then strongly kick into your left hand. Feel your heart wide open, front of the left hip. Release, and again, as gracefully as you can, step back with the left foot. Find that warrior two just to transition before cartwheeling the arms down, lifting left heel, stepping back, and moving through a vinyasa. Inhale for your heart opening back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, bend the knees deeply, look forward, step or float to the top of the mat, finding half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise up, pressing the palms together overhead. Exhale, bring hands through heart center, arms by your side, Tadasana. Go ahead and close the eyes down. Come into a place of stillness, just listening and receiving all of the benefits of the joyful efforts that you're applying into your practice. Notice the prana flooding through you, maybe almost like a tingling sensation as it's moving through the body, shifting with your breath, and moving about the thoughts in your mind. Coming back to your intention of practice. And bring one hand to your heart space, the other hand on top. Spend a few breaths here, feeling your heartbeat, feeling your breathing. Applying this tender compassion toward yourself, filling up your cup so you have more to give to others. And that is how we get the type of relationships we want to see, sharing this loving kindness. Flutter your eyes open. Bring your arms alongside your body. Bring a soft bend into your knees. And now we're going to just really lazily forward fold. Maybe swaying your arms side to side, letting them be loose in their sockets. I like to imagine like I have this heavy elephant trunk as I'm coming down, bending the knees generously, so generously that your belly and your chest just rests on your thighs. Shake the head side to side. You can clasp the hands behind the nape of the neck and then draw the elbows in toward your chest, feeling length behind the neck. So we're going to use these deep forward folds now to open up the back of the heart space. And the trick here is to keep the bend in your knees. So really just let your belly rest on your thighs as you let the arms go down. Bringing your two peace fingers, scoop up your big toes. Finding a yogi toe lock. Press your big toes into the peace fingers and then pull up on the toes as you inhale. Lift just the top of your chest. Exhale, drape yourself over your thighs. Elbows come out to the side. Weight goes into the big toes. So we're going to spend 3 long, deep breaths here. Each inhale, go ahead and find a little baby half lift. Exhale, fold yourself in half. Hips reach high. Keeping the connection of your ribs on the tops of your thighs. So it's less of a stretch of the back of the legs, more of a lengthening of the spine. I always get this nice, deep opening behind the shoulder blades. Breathe into the back of your heart space for one more big breath. Release the bind of the toes. Come into a half lift, straighten legs. Exhale, bend the knees deeply again. This time, lifting the toes and arches of the feet. Let the toes graze your wrists, sliding the palms underneath so your fingers are facing toward you. Inhale, pull up onto the soles of the feet. Keep the bend in the knees. Exhale, fold. Deeper variation, your elbows slightly come out to the side. And then draw the weight a little bit more into your toes. So it feels kind of like you're falling forward, but it's a really, really subtle movement. And you should feel an even deeper opening here. If you feel any tension in the neck, just gently move it from side to side. Big breath in. Exhale completely. One more big breath in. Exhale. Release the palms. Beautiful. Bring them toward your waist. Lift up halfway, reaching the crown of your head forward. And then exhale, roll up, straight spine. Tuck the chin slightly. You might feel a sense of lightheadedness in those deep forward folds. So lifting the base of the skull really helps, creating this energy lock in the center of the body. And then relax. We'll find our way down toward the mat just with a gentle vinyasa. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your palms, step back. You can move through the flow or just lift your hips into the air. Meeting in downward facing dog. Gently bring your knees toward the earth. Point the toes, bring the knees a little closer together, and then come to sit on your heel in hero's pose. Taking a well-deserved break before we move into our peak postures. Bring your hands on top of your lap, facing up in that nice receptive gesture. Bring the thumb and the index finger together to touch. Close your eyelids down. Activate the pelvic floor up and in, finding that energy lock in the center of the body. Tucking the chin, breathing in through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils, envisioning this brightness emanating out through the heart space. Breathe in. Exhale. And continue doing this for about 3 more rounds of breath. That Agni, inner fire that started off as just a flicker in the center of this chakra, now permeating your entire living and breathing vessel. And we'll use these next peak heart opening postures to send this brightness out far and wide. Flutter your eyes open, relax. And let's come to standing on the knees. Bring your knees about hip width distance apart so they're directly underneath the hips. And then tuck your toes, making sure even the pinky toes get underneath. Sometimes they get squished there. And then coming back to stand. All right. Setting up for Ustrasana, camel pose. Big heart opening posture. Reach the arms up and then bring the palms to the lower back. Fingertips facing down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, pressing the elbows toward one another. Take a breath in and begin to press the hips forward. So instead of leaning back, it's all about pressing the hips forward, using your breath incrementally. Inhale, exhale. So you almost want to make your heart parallel to the ceiling. Breathe in, exhale. Let the head drop back if it's comfortable for you, and maybe reach one hand back for your heel, other hand back, press the hips forward even more. Cranking open the heart center, picture that brightness touching every person that is suffering from loneliness, every person that's feeling stuck in harmful relationships. Maybe it's you, maybe it's your best friend, whoever it is, send this brightness to all of them. Dedicating your practice to these people. To come out of this posture, tuck your chin first. We're gonna move nice and slow. Bring one hand to the lower back, other hand as you bring hips, shoulders over the knees, point your toes, rebound in hero's pose. Close the eyes, maybe bringing one hand to heart center, the other hand on top, breathing into your heart space. You can tuck your chin. Sending some of that loving kindness to yourself. Envisioning these wholesome and fruitful relationships that you're brewing up in this practice. Flutter your eyes open. Bring your fingertips down. Bring one hip down. Bring the legs in front of you. Beautiful. You can rock your hips up toward the top of the mat, and then point the toes, bring your hands on top of your shins, and then lift the toes off of the mat. We're gonna roll like a ball about 10 times, maybe rolling along the length of the left side of the spine, and then the right. Massaging the back of the heart space, just dispersing some of this energy. Okay. Okay, once you've reached about 10, come all the way up to seated, scooting toward the middle of your mat and extending the legs long in front of you for Dandasana. You can lift the flesh from underneath your seat so your sit bones are rooted into the earth. Keep the legs toward one another and flex the feet strongly. Inhale, bring your left knee into flexion. Pick up the left foot, place it outside of the right thigh. Try and keep this right foot flexed. We're gonna come into a seated spinal twist. Bringing your left fingertips behind the sit bones as close as you can, kind of like a kickstand, propping you up. Breathe in, reach the right arm up. Exhale, you can hug the left knee in, finding a twist. If you wanna go deeper here, you can always hook the elbow, but it's totally fine to hug in the knee as well. Try and keep the right foot flexed as you turn your gaze over your left shoulder. Breathing in to lengthen the spine. Exhale, twisting from your belly. See if you can draw the right shoulder and the left shoulder apart. So this is still a heart opening posture. Using the twist aspect to purify any lingering toxic seeds that we don't want to see ripen in our world. Creating this clear vision of how we're going to achieve these beautiful relationships in our lives. Slowly unravel, coming out of that pretzel-y shape, come over to the other side if you like a counter twist. And slowly come back to center. Bring the left leg down the mat, maybe bring your hands beside you, give your legs a little wiggle from side to side. We'll do that on the other side. Flexing the feet, coming back to staff pose, Dandasana. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, bring right knee into flexion, hug it in close, and then pick up the right foot, bring it outside of the left thigh. Keeping your left toes flexed. This way we can keep the length of the left leg down the mat. And see if you can keep your right big toe on the mat. Maybe press it down just as a reminder, but you don't have to keep your finger there. Walk the right fingertips behind your sit bones as close as you can. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. Exhale, twisting from the belly, hooking the elbow or hugging the knee in as we take 5 rounds of breath here. Inhale, tall posture. Exhale, draw the right shoulder away from the left. Focus is still on the heart. Gaze could go over the right shoulder. Really saturating this posture with as much intention as you can. Give it your all. Close the eyes even. One more big breath in. Exhale, slowly unwind. Coming into a little counter twist on the other side. Come back to center. Release the right leg down the mat. Give it a little shake. Beautiful. Maybe twisting at the ankles, both directions. Bend both knees. Bring your fingertips behind you. Fingertips facing toward your body. Feel like you're squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then inhale, lift your hips into a reverse tabletop. You can keep the chin tucked, or if you want to open up the front of the throat center, you can drop the head back just for 3 breaths. To come out of this posture, tuck the chin first, bend the elbows, and slowly come all the way down. Reach the arms long in front of you, hollow out at the belly as you roll down for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweet relief. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders on the mat. Give yourself a big hug. You can rock a little side to side to massage your lower back. Good. And then maybe bringing your sit bones a little bit further down the mat. We're going to come into this hybrid posture. It's in between a shoulder stand and a plow pose. So bring your arms alongside the body, palms facing down, reaching your toes into the air, legs at a 90-degree angle. Inhale, roll the hips up, bring your toes back. Maybe they tap the floor behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades together a little bit, and then you're going to roll down just to put pressure on the back of the heart space. You can hold your big toes. It's a little bit of a balancing act here. You'll find that sweet spot that works best for you. And it feels really good applying pressure on the back of the heart space. And we're going to hold here for 10 rounds of breath. You can close the eyes, kind of folding into yourself as we begin to cool down in this practice. Opening up all around the heart space. 3 more breaths here. Awesome. Slowly roll down the length of the spine. Good. Bringing one foot down onto the mat. Bring the other foot down onto the mat. And walk the feet in close enough that your fingertips are grazing your heels. Good. We have one last push, one more peak posture to get into to really expand in our heart space. Inhale, lift the hips, come into a bridge pose, pressing through the feet, pressing through the arms and the palms. You can stay here, or if you want, you can go into a full wheel. We can do the full wheel together. Flex the palms and then draw the fingers, palms beside your face, fingers reaching forward toward your body, elbows pointing straight up. On your inhale, straighten the arms and squeeze the hips up, lifting up the heart, maybe letting the head drop back. Spending 3 rounds of breath here, envisioning that brightness emanating through your chest, a brightness that can ease all tension in the body and end all afflictions of the mind. Tuck the chin, slowly, delicately come out of this posture without crashing down, rolling down the length of the spine. Knock the knees in together to touch. Separate the feet, mat width distance. Bring one hand to your heart center and bring the other hand on top. Staying here, maybe windshield wiper the legs gently from side to side. And then find a place of stillness. You can close the eyes down here, feeling the beat of your heart. This sense of accomplishment for applying these joyful efforts into your practice. Freedom from loneliness, freedom from any harmful relationships, so we can have the freedom to develop healthy, positive community and beautiful relationships in our life. Feel good about your practice. Rejoice in your efforts. Beautiful. Walk the feet a little closer together. Just heel toe the feet toward one another as you bring the knees in toward your chest. Inhale, rock and roll the hips an inch or two over to the right side. Cactus or tee out the arms just to keep the shoulders down on the mat. And gently drop the knees over toward the left for a supine twist. Don't worry if the knees don't stay stacked. Just let gravity do its thing here as you take a big breath into your heart space. Exhale, audible sigh with the mouth. Maybe letting the head drop over, gaze toward the right shoulder, or close the eyes together. And release any constricted breathing as we start to let the muscles and bones of the body get heavy. Slowly roll onto your back body, bringing the soles of the feet onto the earth, lifting the hips to come back into the center and drawing one knee to your chest at a time. Inhale, rock and roll the hips an inch or two over toward the left side, cactus or tee out the arms, and gently drop the knees over toward the right, supine twist, opposite side. Big breath into the heart space, big breath out, letting the gaze fall over the left shoulder, closing the eyes if you wish, letting go of any physical effort here, just letting your body fall into place exactly where it wants to be. Roll onto the back body, bringing the soles of the feet down on the earth. Lift the hips. Bring your knees into your chest one more time. Bring your forehead up toward your knees. Give yourself a tight squeeze, making yourself into this little cocoon shape. Squeezing your eyes shut, squeezing your toes, fingers, scrunching up the face. Breathe in. Exhale, let everything go. Coming into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Taking up as much real estate as you'd like. Let the arms come out, making more of this starfish shape. Palms face up, feet flop out to the side. Slight tuck of the chin and just close the eyes down. Release any gripping you might be having here. Let the eyes become heavy in their sockets. Soften the corners of the lips, your cheeks, the forehead, back of the head and back of the neck, back of the heart space, pressing into the earth. A greater sense of balance and equilibrium in the body and mind as you absorb the benefits of the beautiful efforts you've applied into your practice today to develop freedom to finding the dream relationships that will work in your favor, connecting with feelings of unconditional love for yourself and others, and becoming clear on what it is that we will and want to give in order to create these conditions. And let this warm and fuzzy feeling from your heart space flood you with loving kindness. And then bring to mind someone in particular who wants the same thing as you do. And get very specific. And this is the person you're going to dedicate your practice to. Letting them become your partner in this practice. Helping them eliminate any feelings of loneliness. And knowing that the universe will offer its gratitude to you in return for this type of dedication. Carry this brightness with you into the rest of your day, the rest of your week and beyond, knowing that your energy is infectious and it will affect anyone you come across. Spreading these seeds of loving wisdom. You can begin to deepen your breath, drawing the awareness back into the room that you're in. Swallow and notice the sensation of moisture in your mouth. Allowing any sounds in your peripheral awareness to seep back in. Feeling the temperature of the air on your skin and the clothes on your body. The weight of your body resting here on the mat, fully supported by the earth beneath it. Press the fingertips toward one another. Give your toes a wiggle. Slowly emerging, maybe circling out at the ankles and the wrists. Placing one hand on heart center and the other hand on top. You can let the head drop gently to one side and then the other. Okay, bending one knee at a time, bringing the soles of the feet onto the earth and rolling over to whichever side of your choosing in a fetal position. Bottom arm or hand as a pillow. Keep your eyelids heavy as you press into the top hand to slowly guide yourself up into an easy cross-legged seated position. Pressing the palms together at heart center, thumbs into your sternum. Let your chin fall into Anjali Mudra. And to seal the good merit that we've gathered in our practice today, let's chant one Om mantra together. Breathe in. Thank you for sharing your hard work and efforts today. Feel free to flutter the eyes open softly when you feel prepared, coming back into the space. Thank you so much for joining me for practice today. I hope that this practice has helped you unravel the knots of the heart chakra and bring this loving wisdom into your life for others as well as yourself. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I hope to see you again soon on the mat.